Hey everyone, new and old friends alike. I just got a ton of new Twitter followers for one specific reason. So I'm pretty overwhelmed and I want to address it in a video rather than in a very limited tweet. Normally I just do live streams of myself trying to figure out networking concepts. Today I guess this is just a video of me trying to figure out a non-specifically networking concept. I'll try to keep this video short, but I'm a network engineer. I love network engineering. I'm very passionate about getting women and girls interested in tech, specifically network engineering, simply because, that's my field and that's what's close to my heart. I have a tweet that's pinned to my profile, and I actually have it up right here, just so I don't misread it or misrepresent what it says. The tweet says, "I'm sad because there are so many programs out there designed to get girls and women interested in coding/programming, but really nothing for network engineering, and NetEng is at least as cool as coding. How do we fix this?" So that's what the tweet says, and I've had it pinned there since July this year, because every once in a while someone will see the tweet and they'll respond, and it's usually a great response. I've had a lot of people of all different genders respond to this tweet with some great perspectives, great insights, interesting ideas, even some great organizations to take a look at. Like, hey, this is actually an organization that at least focuses on tech and it's great for women and girls, things like that. There have been some trolls, of course, but it's few and far between. The vast majority has been great. Today, a well-respected, I guess, in the network engineering broad community, instructor of, as far as I'm aware, mostly CCNA, CCNP materials, responded to that tweet with, and I'll just pull up that tweet too, so that I don't misrepresent what he said. If I can find it amongst all of the responses now. Basically, if I can find it in the next 5 seconds, then I will read it. If not, we'll just have to, here it is. Okay. So this is word for word what he said, and of course you can also go read this. It's still there, but he said, "In order to be successful at network engineering, you need to have knowledge, skills, and desire. Most of the women that have taken my classes over the years gained the first two, but not the last. What made you different at Track It Pacer?" I recently had kind of a long conversation, a very good one, with some other women in network engineering about some of the challenges that we face. And I'm feeling a little bit sensitive to this issue right now. I'm a little riled up, to be honest. So when I saw that response, I retweeted it with a response of my own. And I stand by that question. What I asked him was essentially, how can you know that the women in your classes don't come away with a desire to be good network engineers? Where does that come from? And I stand by that question. I could have responded to him in the thread, but I chose not to, because quite honestly, I was feeling a little annoyed. Partly because I had just had a conversation with other women about the challenges that, we and they have gone through in this field with regards to men treating us a certain way. And I really wanted to make it visible. I didn't expect for it to turn, I didn't mean for, in effect, it to become a big snowball effect of like piling on to the sky. Looking back at it, I think he probably did not mean it in this horrible sexist way. However, I do see a very clear bias in there that he really, I think, needs to examine. Also, we haven't gotten, I haven't seen any response from him other than that one single comment. I've seen nothing from him to clarify in any way, shape, or form. So all we've got is what he said. And what he said was that most of the women that have taken his classes have not expressed a desire to be successful at network engineering. And I question where that comes from. So a lot of people have piled on, and I think that's enough. Like, quite honestly, I did not mean to just completely ruin this man's life. He asked that question, I think, out of ignorance and naivety, maybe. I'm not trying to give him a pass. It looks really bad. It was not a great way to phrase that question. But I actually would like to answer it now. The short answer is, and again, I'll repeat what he asks. I'll repeat the second part of his tweet with the question. Most of the women that have taken my classes over the years gain the first two, that being knowledge and skills, but not the last, that being desire. What made you different, Track and Pacer? So my short answer is nothing. There's nothing different about me than any other woman. I'm serious too. And this is not about like some kind of a weird way of fishing for compliments or putting myself down. I think I have a lot of great characteristics, attributes that make me a good person and maybe even a great network engineer. But I'm not like some special, exceptional use case. There are a lot of people in the world. There are a lot of network engineers. Most of them are men. But I'm not like different than other girls, right? I don't like that trope in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to pretend that that's in any way true. I am just another woman. My long answer to that question is, I've only been a network engineer for like 3 years, but I've had like a whole life. I had a whole career before this. So I didn't like that career. It didn't speak to me. I wasn't happy in it. So I quit my job, moved back in with my parents, and went back to school to figure out what the hell I was going to do. And I ended up in network engineering because I took an intro to networks class, and it was like, it blew my mind. I loved it from day one. And I still try to keep that sense of wonder alive when I'm learning new technologies, new concepts. But when you sort of just wipe the slate clean like that, when you just get rid of 6-7 years of a career to just start all over, at least for me, I'm not fucking around. I'm going to do my absolute best because I'm behind now. I'm behind my peers. I've chosen to completely stop everything that I've been working on building skills in for the past 6-7 years and actually, try something new. So when it comes to that something new, I'm not going to fuck around. This is my life and my career, right? So, I'm not going to say that makes me different than anyone else. That's just where my personal desire comes from. I think there are just as many women who have a strong desire to be good network engineers. Ratio-wise, percentage-wise, there are just as many, women as there are men who have that desire. It's just that we have fewer women in this field for various reasons. So it's probably more obvious to you, male instructor, that a certain percentage of those women decide they're not into it or don't care as much, maybe. But there are plenty of men who are network engineers who are just doing it to do it, right? Just because that's where they ended up and they're not really passionate about it or excited, or they just want to do their job and go home, and they're average. Women need to be allowed to be average too. It's okay to not live and breathe your job. but that's another conversation. So short answer, I'm not different than other women. Long answer, my particular journey brought me to a desire to work hard and blah, 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 and get into network engineering because I take my career very seriously now that I have started it completely over, right? So anyway, I really appreciate all the support from everybody. I really love that NetEng Twitter is just so passionate about women feeling comfortable in tech spaces. I think it's enough now. Let's move on. I may or may not post this video. I don't know if this is just adding fuel to the fire, but I appreciate everybody's support. It's been really great. Let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep kicking ass.